As I previously stated, there are multiple advantages to having a wireless peripheral device as opposed to a wired one, such as the response from further away. So this is still being responsive even though it's obviously quite far away from the machine. You can play games as well further away from the machine, as I will demonstrate later. This again is advantageous over having a wired controller because you'd obviously have to be sitting closer to the machine. For instance, a steering wheel which has a cable can restrict how much the user will use the wheel to turn. With a wireless wheel, the user can over-exaggerate the steering. I mean, for really avid gamers of games who get into it a lot, they will use their body as well. They'll be rotating right, they'll be rotating left because they think that helps the steering. Obviously that's because you'll get into the game more. And that is thanks to having a wireless device as opposed to a wired one. If the steering was more rigid, you'd just be sat still. You wouldn't really be able to turn. You'd just be sat still trying to rotate the steering wheel. And that obviously reduces the gameplay experience. One of the most effective peripherals for an Xbox or other control would actually be a headset. Unfortunately, I don't have one here to demonstrate. But if you had a headset, then you could walk around, you could be talking to your friends, you could be communicating within game, chat within the game. You wouldn't necessarily be sat down on a chair all the time with a wired headset, which would be leading through here to your console. No, you could be communicating much further away. This is again very advantageous. You could also leave the room, get something to eat, get something to drink, and still be talking, and still be part of the experience of the game. This again would not be a possibility if you were sat in the lonely chair right there. Unfortunately, wireless devices can be less responsive than wired ones, which can decrease the time taken for an execution pressed on the handheld device, i.e. here, and for this to actually be responsive on the telly, i.e. there. This is the same for all gaming platforms, but it's relatively damning.